Hat, sunglasses, Pepsi, notes, sources, thick skin, check. You already know. Let's go. Welcome to Golden Blue today, everybody. This is a college football channel. So if you like college football, hit the like and subscribe button. It's that simple. Also, send gear to represent your team and be a part of my background forever. All you have to do is send it to P.O. Box 360, Liberty, South Carolina 29657. The regular season just ended yesterday, and the coaching carousel has already begun. A lot of news and rumors, some extensions, and some new hires. First, the extensions. Lane Kiffin has signed an extension with Ole Miss. 3 years at Ole Miss, he's 23-12 overall, including a 5-5, a 10-3, and an 8-4 season this year. And I warned Ole Miss fans that y'all were headed for a downfall towards the end of the season because Ole Miss didn't look good, and their toughest stretch was there towards the end, and that's exactly what happened. But he's done a good job at Ole Miss. And this was among rumors and speculation as far as him possibly going to Auburn. I'm hearing he didn't like how the boosters operated over there at Auburn, so that was a no-go. I also heard that Auburn went after Hugh Freeze, and Hugh Freeze turned down Auburn as well. Speaking of Hugh Freeze, he also signed an extension with Liberty. In his 4 years at Liberty, he's gone 34-15 overall, including an 8-5, a 10-1, an 8-5, and an 8-4 season. I do think that Hugh Freeze will make the jump back to a Power 5 school in the near future. West Virginia needs to get on this because Hugh Freeze will be snatched up. And West Virginia actually checks all the boxes that Hugh Freeze laid out in an interview when he was asked about if he was offered a Power 5 spot, would he accept? West Virginia checks all the boxes. We need to be talking to this guy. But from what I'm hearing, we're going to retain Neil Brown for one more year, depending on the mood of the new AD. So a lot of things still up in the air for West Virginia. But Hugh Freeze just signed an extension with Liberty. Same thing with Lance Leipold. He signed an extension with Kansas as well. They went 6-6 this year. I like his offense. I think his offense would fit well at West Virginia. So I wouldn't be opposed to the idea of Lance Leipold coming over to West Virginia. West Virginia has always had success under that spread RPO, and that's exactly what Lance runs over there at Kansas. But for now, he's at Kansas, and he signs an extension. Two new coaching hires, though. The first one, Matt Rhule at Nebraska. And when I was talking about candidates that West Virginia should go after, Matt Rhule was high on the list. It looks like he will be taken off the list. Of course, he was fired at Carolina, but before then, his 3 years at Baylor, 19-20 overall, so a losing record. But it was because he took over a very bad situation. His first year, he went 1-11, but then 7-6, so an improvement there, and then 11-3, so another improvement. I think Matt Rhule is a good hire at Nebraska. He's exactly what they need. He's the type of coach that can take a bad situation and immediately turn them successful. I don't think they're going to turn it around in 1 year, but in 3 years, like he did at Baylor, Nebraska could be contending for a Big Ten championship. You never know. He's a good head coach. This was a great hire for Nebraska. Maybe Nebraska can get back to where they were before they joined the Big Ten. Maybe that was a bad move. Maybe they shouldn't have joined the Big Ten. Nebraska ruled the Big 12 whenever they were in the Big 12. They jump on over to the Big Ten. They did have success early in the Big Ten under Bo Pelini, but apparently he wasn't cutting the mustard, and they've been sliding ever since. They're just trying to get to where they were under Bo Pelini by now. Big Ten West title contenders, and maybe Matt Rhule is the person to do that. I think he's a great head coach. He's a good program builder. You do have to look out in case more money comes his way as far as a bigger program offering him a job. He's shown before that he likes that big money, even if it's NFL money. So watch out, Nebraska. You could potentially be a stepping stone for Matt Rhule. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying potentially. And then finally, the biggest news of the day, Luke Fickell, it looks like he will be making the jump back to a Power 5 coaching spot. Where is he going? Wisconsin? I did not see that coming. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought if Luke Fickell was going to make the jump up to the Power 5, it would be up to maybe like an Auburn or a Texas if that spot comes open. Ohio State if Ryan Day eventually gets fired. A Michigan if Jim Harbaugh moves along. But Wisconsin? No, I honestly did not see that coming. His 6 years at Cincinnati, 57-18. Cincinnati has not seen the type of success that they've seen under Luke Fickell. When he got there, they were not very good. His first year, they went 4-8, but immediately turned them around. 11-2, then 11-3, then 9-1, and then 13-1 last year, including a playoff berth, the first time for a group of 5 team to make the playoffs. And then this year, 9-3. They have had amazing success. This will hurt Cincinnati. No, he's got us on a level to where we can compete consistently. No, Luke Fickell is a good head coach, and you're headed into the Big 12. You are going to see a significant drop-off, Cincinnati. I am warning you right now. You are going to see a significant drop-off when Luke Fickell does leave Cincinnati. And it looks like he's leaving Cincinnati for Wisconsin. This is a home run hire for Wisconsin. They can't do much better than this. I know there's other big names out there that they could have gone after. Maybe compete with Nebraska for Matt Rhule. Maybe go after a Tom Herman. Maybe try to get Lance Leipold. Maybe try to convince Lane Kiffin to switch from Ole Miss. But other than that, Luke Fickell is a home run hire. He will have Wisconsin winning. And maybe it's going to be the Wisconsin and Nebraska show here in the near future, competing for the Big Ten West and hopefully giving the winner of the Big Ten West a Big Ten championship, because this year Purdue is the winner and they're 8-4. I don't think they're beating Michigan. That's just, I don't see that happening at all. Michigan's a really good team. They went on the road and absolutely blasted Ohio State. So the Big Ten West is the weaker division. Maybe these two hires for Nebraska and Wisconsin can actually turn the Big Ten West around and turn that into a strength instead of a weakness. Because Nebraska and Wisconsin, they are big name brands. They are high pedigree when it comes to football. So they needed to make a splash hire, a home run hire. And I think both of them did that. Matt Rhule at Nebraska, that's a great hire. He's a program turnarounder as far as immediately goes. Got to watch out for that stepping stone scenario. But then Luke Fickell at Wisconsin, no, I did not see this happening. And from what I'm hearing, they are close to reaching a deal, and an announcement should be made in the coming week. So big news coming out of Lincoln, Nebraska. Matt Rhule, the new head coach for Nebraska. And big news coming out of Wisconsin. Luke Fickell, the new head coach at Wisconsin. And what does it say about Auburn? Because we know Auburn is looking for a new head coach, and they're not being able to land any of these big names. I heard that Auburn was talking to Lane Kiffin. That fell through. I heard that Auburn was talking to Hugh Freeze. He flat out told them no. What if they tried to talk to Matt Rhule? He said, no way, I'm not coming to Auburn. Luke Fickell's like, nope, not going to Auburn. Who can Auburn get as a new head coach? Does anybody want to go to Auburn? Remember, the last hire was a horrible hire with Brian Harsin. Maybe that's what they're looking at from here on out, trying to get a great group of 5 coach instead of a coach that's had experience and success at the Power 5 level. And also keep your eyes and ears out for Deion Sanders. I think Deion Sanders could be a possible candidate for Auburn. But maybe even Deion Sanders would say no to Auburn right now. This is not looking good for Auburn, not at all. And West Virginia is sitting here. Are we throwing the towel in? Is that what this is? Because we're not going after these big names. We're satisfied with paying group of 5 money, so we're going to get group of 5 coaching staff and group of 5 success. Come on, West Virginia. We're better than this. We're about the same type of brand as a Wisconsin. And I think we can compete with Nebraska as far as Power 5 money. We have to do better than this. We can afford $7 to $8 million a year, but instead we're treading water and we're watching other programs surpass us or stay ahead of us, and we keep taking a step backwards. This is unacceptable for West Virginia. But congratulations for Kansas for being able to retain Lance Leipold. Congratulations to Liberty for being able to retain Hugh Freeze. Congratulations to Ole Miss for being able to retain Lane Kiffin. And especially congratulations to Nebraska for hiring Matt Rhule and Wisconsin for hiring Luke Fickell. That's probably the biggest hire as far as new hires on these new coaching staffs. Wisconsin, man, I did not see that coming for sure. Nebraska with Matt Rhule, yeah, that was kind of predictable. You knew they were going to go after a big name. And I'm not saying Wisconsin wasn't going to go after a big name. But Luke Fickell going to Wisconsin? No. Did not see that coming at all. That surprised me. So y'all let me know in the comments section, how surprising are these new hires as far as Matt Rhule to Nebraska and Luke Fickell to Wisconsin especially. That's all I got for this show. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on my next show.